We have playoff spots at stake in New Jersey Tier 1 in the NBHL Game of the Week here in mid-July. The Long Island Fury and the Atlantic City Roulette. I'm Matthew Aaron. Thank you so much for being with us. These teams have not had the seasons they have necessarily wanted, but when a playoff spot is at stake, we're sure due for a great game today between the Roulette and the Fury. A couple of teams that are combinations of Tier 2 players making their way into Tier 1. The Long Island Fury, you want to talk about a dedication to ball hockey. Yes, they are playing in New Jersey Tier 1, coming all the way down to South Jersey to play, traveling over 3+ hours. They come in with 9 points in the standings. The Roulette come in with 7. The Roulette have to win in regulation in order to make it to the playoffs. 6 out of the 8 teams in New Jersey Tier 1 will make it. The Fury, because of the travel, they've played multiple games in a day. They've already played 2 games today. They picked up 2 points with a 5-4 shootout win over the Belmar Hawks and lost to Lakeland Caribou 3-2. But so long as they don't lose in regulation, they will qualify for the New Jersey Tier 1 playoffs. Lots at stake for these 2 games. In spite of their records, we're in for a good one. Matthew Aaron, thank you for being with us today. The first period is coming right up.
From the beginning of time, men and women have been friends, family, but yet rivals as well. Some of the most epic battles have been fought from the North to the South Pole and anywhere in between. As time flies, battles have transformed themselves into sports. Yet, the fundamentals remain the same, with lighter shields and a different type of sword. But evolution is clever. It introduces new rules but keeps one thing intact: adrenaline. So it's with honor and pride that we present to the world all of the above into one sport: hockey ball. The game born in the North that can be played from the mountains to the ocean, and from America to Europe, all the way to the land of the rising sun. Napper. Anyone, anywhere.
Here we go. No time to wait for these 2 teams who are trying to make it into the playoffs. Fury and Roulette. The Fury are wearing the blue and orange. They're wearing Islanders colors. Hey, they've had a good offseason. Be kind to them. And the Roulette are in the white and red. Icing immediately. And I'm Matthew Aaron. Thank you so much for being with us for this game of the week. Really fun time to see these 2 teams in their first year in Tier 1 for both. They're combinations of a lot of great Tier 2 players. The Roulette are a lot of South Jersey Tier 2 players, and the Long Island Fury, in spite of where they are, a lot of North Jersey Tier 2 players. There is a Long Island division now, but it's Tier 3, and these players wanted the challenge and the step up. So that is why the Fury end up having multiple long trips, and this game taking place late at night on Sunday. So they're in a tough spot, but they have the game in their control here, with the ball now moving forward into the offensive zone. And as we talked about off the top, they just can't lose in regulation, and they'll be the 6th of 6 teams into the New Jersey Tier 1 playoffs. They've come in with 2 regulation wins, a shootout win, which we talked about earlier against the Belmar Hawks earlier in the day, and 1 OT loss. That's 9 points. And the Roulette have 2 regulation wins and 1 overtime loss. That is 7 points. 3-2-1-0 point structure in the NBHL. This is Sam Eisenberg, number 24. He's going to work into the corner here, trying to set the table, looking for an option up the wall. And with that floating blue line, a long shot came in from Eamon O'Melia. Defense coming in with 3 points on the season. That didn't make its way through. Stay here along this near wall. And Caden Broomall, number 97, will dump it in. He'll go get a change. About a minute and a half into this very important game between the Roulette and the Fury. The Roulette have actually won 2 of their last 3 games to put themselves in this postseason race. They started the year 0-6, so trouble to begin their campaign, but now with 2 out of 3 wins, they've got a great chance today, again, with a regulation win. They can make the playoffs, and it's really what you want if you're in the first year division. A lot of Tier 2 players playing up. So because of the similar circumstances of these teams' creation, got ourselves what should be a pretty even evening tonight. Ryan Gandasic, number 89, he wants to send that across. An opportunity to shoot there for Frank Rhoda, defenseman. that never made its way through. And it will just get over the red line before it's shot back in again. Now behind the net, 2.5 minutes in. They're trying to center now for Jimmy Avella, one of the better goal scorers on the team. 3 goals on the season, second on the team. Number 9 there for the Roulette. Gonna be picked up here, a loose ball by Troy Zamor. Number 32, he tries to get it into the offensive zone. These teams kind of feeling each other out in the early going of this game. Not a huge surprise. You don't want to take too many risks early in a game when the stakes are this high. And that's what we're going to for these teams. And they get the advantage, though it is late at night, and obviously the travel doesn't work great for the Fury, but you don't have to deal with how hot it is, obviously. Sunday afternoons and early evenings in July. Not the most comfortable weather in the world. Connor McElroy, number 68, he tried to push that along. Still loose along the boards in front of the benches. Roulette played into the offensive zone. A slap shot there from Ryan Phillips. Don't think it ever reached Matt McCracken, number 6, in goal. He is a really good goalie. We've seen a lot of great goalies, no matter where they are playing on the game of the week this year, whether we're in New Jersey, Massachusetts Tier 1, out in Pittsburgh. We've seen some great goaltending performances, and you figure we're going to have another one of those tonight. Not a ton of shots, not a ton of goal mouth action in the first 4 minutes of the game right here. Offensive zone for the Roulette, but now no icing here. You can hear the referee as the Fury pick out the pitching wedge to get this down into the offensive zone. Paul Lupo trying to break it in, number 43. He passed it along. It's going to go to the corner. Rhoda will try to go find it. Some good contact down low, physical play, as you might expect. Kept in at the line. That's hammered on by Josh DeBlanda, who has 7 goals this season. He could be a threat today. Number 7, tried to get that shot in. This gets rolled on net to Jimmy Burkett, who's started every game for the Roulette. He was a Tier 2 most valuable goalie last year. Down by O'Mealy. He's trying to bring it in himself. He'll have to chase it into the corner. Trying to find a little bit of room. He almost got knocked over the boards and out of the rink. There's physical play, and then there's that. It's going to roll on net. McCracken's going to hold it after that shot from a long way out, and we'll get a face-off. One of the rare shots that have reached the goalies in the early going of this game. This is a team that, the Fury, they've had 3 trips down to Glassboro where these games take place, and they have played 3 games in a day. They've played 4 games in a day. So this game, having the stakes it does, while also playing 3 games in a day, is a big-time challenge. Eli Ingram, number 93 for the Roulette, tried to get that through. It was blocked. Rhoda wants to get it ahead. Aiden Peters will try to tuck it in over the line. Nothing doing there. Back out it goes. Ethan Alter trying to settle it. That comes in from Eisenberg, and that shot was stopped nicely by Burkett. This is the best-looking chance, as that shot got stopped by Burkett, and then he played the rebound off the end boards and froze it to win a face-off. And Quasi trying to pull that off the draw for the Fury. Lobbed into the corner. Basili was trying to get one of his forwards to chase. Another chance came out in front for a second, but it might have been blocked before it ever reached Burkett. This chance from Cleary, I don't think that reached the net. Might have gone wide. So now the Fury are starting to pick up in intensity a little bit, but the Roulette are able to clear. It was Basili just trying to settle it out of the air. Avella putting the pressure on. We've now played 6:15 in this first period. Not a whole lot of great chances either way as of yet. Zach Gower, number 92, that came through and wide. We were able to find some space, get it up the wall, and now trying to move with numbers into the offensive zone. Kwasny, nice pass behind the net. There's a save by Burkett. Nice rush up the rink there for the Fury. A long shot. Again, Burkett makes the save. There was a rebound in front for a second, but on it comes for the Roulette to dump it in. Ingram trying to play it in, but now Greg Krongle, number 14 for the Fury, trying to dump it in himself. This is Chris Dewey centering it across. That was stopped. Roy Zamor had another look. Eli Ingram will reset in some physical play. A couple chances either way, but not a whole lot to speak of as these teams just trying to feel each other out. You don't want to be the team that makes the first mistake in a game like this with the stakes as high as they are. Krongle will have to reset in behind his own net with his defense partner and see what the Fury can do on the breakout. Again, trying to go aerial. And that was knocked down at the line by Connor Brody, but it was turned over. Comes back along for Krongle. He tried to get a shot away, but again, it was blocked. Ingram pushes ahead. Ingram forced wide. Tried to center it on his backhand, but he ran out of room, and the Fury clear once again. Another entry for Broomall up this near side. The edge of the rink. Minute 45 to go. Very few stoppages. Free-flowing first period, even if there hasn't been a ton of offensive looks either way. Sean Helmich, number 23, tried to center it on a backhand. There's a look, and that goes just wide. It was Lupo. Don't know if Burkett got a piece of that, but that's a nice chance and setup there for the Fury. Couple of 97s going at it. O'Melia and Broomall. Blanda will work his way and throw it to the right. Helmich trying to center, down low. That's chipped over the top. Look for Lupo for a second, but missed the target. Down low again. Seeing a little bit more traffic to the left side of the rink as Peters banks it ahead. It's opportunity for a centering pass, and that's a great save by McCracken. He makes a really important one with a minute to go. On that cross-rink feed, there was open space there for the Roulette to get maybe their best offensive chance of the game thus far. But McCracken makes a rare save. He hasn't had to make one. That came out in front for a second. De Palma healed it. Tough break when there isn't a whole lot of space. A long shot as McCracken's got to jump in front of that and freeze it. We'll get another look right here. Good chance to see that setup for a chance earlier for the Fury. It came out in front and off a big rebound off the chain link fence behind the net. And so 30 seconds to go in this first period. Fury win the face-off. Sent all the way down. Roulette able to gather it in the neutral zone. Where Peters dumps it in. Back is Cleary with 12 seconds to go. I think much risk, although this might be an opportunity. He's going to roll on net. Covered up by Burkett. That just rolled off the end of the tape of Ethan Alter, who comes into this game with 7 goals. Time for the team lead with 7. He can really roll. Exciting player. Just rolled off the end of his tape. And couldn't get something going. Not much time left in this opening period. We're about to get a face-off. Got to get everything funneled towards the net. If you want any chance before the period ends, the Roulette win the face-off to take that possibility the way the ball is in the corner. Trying to get it back out in front. That might have gone off of someone right as the siren goes. So some chances for both teams, but right now it's no score after 1 period. First period between the Roulette and the Fury, a game with extremely high stakes. Winner can go to the playoffs in New Jersey Tier 1. It is scoreless after 1. Matthew Aaron, thank you for being with us. It is really important NBHL game of the week. 2 teams we haven't seen yet, and it's a good time to see them. The first period A lot of neutral zone action, a lot of physical play, but not a whole lot of chances. Here are just a couple of them. McCracken and Burkett, the two goalies, haven't had to make too many big saves, but there are a handful of them you're seeing right now. Say the Fury probably have had more offensive zone time. They've had better looks, but neither team has been able to convert. Not a huge surprise when you consider the stakes of a game like this. You don't want to play not to lose, of course, but you are playing with a little bit in reserve. Whoever scores the first goal in this game is going to be in great shape. Remember, the Roulette have to win in regulation in order to make the playoffs. Any other result, and the Fury will make it. We're going to look at the second period in just a second. We're going to see how this playoff play-in game plays out.
What is it?
My new boyfriend. So sweet. Look what he just sent me.
Ooh, that's a lovely view.
Huh?
What are you two looking at?
Tip pick.
What did you say?
Tip pick. Tickets to the show with no hidden fees.
TickPick, the only major no-fee ticket site with the same seats at better prices.
Here we go. In the second period, Fury and Roulette are scoreless. Playoff play-in game and the NBHL game of the week. Matthew, Aaron, thank you so much for being with us. Fury probably had a little bit better of the game in the first period. They're going to set up a cross-crease shot from Eisenberg, which was stopped by Burkett. First 20 seconds, really, really important for who gets the first goal in this game. Couldn't really tell you based on that first period who's more likely to score it. You'd probably think the Fury based on how things went. Here's Broomall trying to go wide, and he ends up taking a bump, and the ball got stick-checked away. Here's Brandon Kwasny trying to set it on ahead. Opportunity for the Fury to set it up. Burkett was out of his net for a while, but it's sent back for Vasily to try to play ahead. He's now going to carry it all the way over the line, trying to go himself. He ends up knocking it down. Vasily shoots and scores. He did it all himself. It was a loose ball that he just was able to pick up and carry the length of the rink. Watch this play right here. Does it all himself. Able to settle it and just squeeze it far side past Burkett. That is his first goal of the season. Great time to score it. And the Long Island Fury have a 1-0 lead, a little more than a minute into the period. They were generating some good looks and opportunities in that first period. A few more than the Roulette, we could say, but that's a heck of a play by Vasily. Played in every game this season, a couple of assists, and now he picks up a goal in a very, very big spot. So how does that change the dynamic of this game? Now knowing the Roulette have to chase it. They're going to have to gamble. I'm sorry for the pun. You all knew it was coming. O'Melia behind the net, trying to play it towards Krongle, number 14, for the Fury. And this is going to leave the rink, and we'll get a face-off. Great individual effort by Vasily, who was coming from the far side of the rink, right in front of the benches, tried to carry it in, then he ran into all that stick traffic and ended up getting a kind bounce and getting a really clean shot away. Anybody at any level of hockey, no matter what surface is on, will tell you how hard it is to get a clean shot in that situation. And a really great effort by Vasily to give the Fury the lead. And this is the third of 3 games they have played in this day. Makes it even more incredible to have that lot of gas in the tank. I think this was iced, so everybody will march back to this end of the rink and do it again. Go to the other face-off circle this time. As you mentioned, if you are just joining us, Fury have 9 points. Roulette have 7. The Roulette need a regulation win in order to make the playoffs. Top 6 of 8 teams in New Jersey Tier 1 make the postseason. Fury again coming the other way. They tried to establish the zone, and that had to be thrown in wide. Now Lupo far side in a one-on-one battle. 2:15 into the second period. Fury will try to get it set up. That was to Blanda with a shot that never made it through. Avella chipping and chasing, trying to chase through McElroy. The stick checks there, and the Fury end up winning that battle, but there isn't a whole lot of room as this deflects was Brody over and into the benches. We get another look at this opportunity. It's a good save by Burkett. It's a sharp angle shot. It's hard to control the rebound in that situation. Burkett did a good job putting the rebound into traffic if you got to send it anywhere. Loose in the slot. This will be picked up by Alter, and he's going to scamper forward himself. And he ran into traffic, and the Roulette will force it the other way. De Palma trying to get it to the wing, but there isn't a whole lot they can do there. De Palma's got it back, put in front. That's off of McCracken, who's definitely been the quieter of the two goalies to this point. This is Kwasny. That's a stop by Burkett. It was an awkward-looking save by Burkett.
Fish are my favorite. You got goldfish? What do you say?
Speaking of fish, they're trying to fish it out in the corner there. And eventually nobody could do that, so we have a whistle and we'll get a face-off. Thank you to the great spectators of the NBHL for their timing. Talked about how important the first goal of this game is going to be. The next goal, of course, in any game like this is extremely important, particularly the Roulette are a team that they can definitely score some goals, but the Fury have come in today scoring 6 goals in their 2 games, and 3 goals going to be enough to win this game. We'll find out. Sent all the way down. It's going to go wide of McCracken's net and will be icing. And if you are new to ball hockey or new to the NBHL Game of the Week, yes, it is played on, obviously, deck hockey style rink, and it's still called icing. If you are longtime loyal viewers of the Game of the Week, you'll have learned what a waffle burn is if you try to get down to the rink to block a shot. Because the shape of the rink, if it goes in your leg, it looks like a waffle iron. Which is something that your humble announcer here did not know until a couple of games of the week ago. But you learn something new every day. And that's what makes the NBHL Game of the Week so exciting. Kennedy will try to get this across. Eli Ingram tried to make a move on Mount Amelia. Was not able to pull it off. Roulette needs some offensive zone time, and they're not getting a ton of it in consistent bursts. 2-on-2 the other way. Right wing helmet. He's going to shoot. It goes wide. Not a whole lot of room there short side. Sent back another way. About halfway down through the second period. Still looking at a 1-0 lead for the Fury. McElroy was under some pressure there down in the corner. More hard work along the boards. And it was Basili who scored earlier. More defensive work and another chipping opportunity to get the ball out. That's DeBlando who brings it in. You see a lot of that in hockey nowadays. Whether it's ice hockey or ball hockey, you see the defenseman break out a so-called pitching wedge. You know, you got to get out of the sand trap. That's turned over. Opportunity in front. Good opportunity. And how did that not go in? That's an opportunity that the Roulette should have buried, and they couldn't do it. Turnover forced by Ingram. There's a lookout in front. How about Ingram with the chance, and then another chance, and a sprawling McCracken makes a truly incredible save. You're going to have to mark that one down, because while the Roulette haven't had many chances, that is a great quality chance, but it didn't go. And then he has to stop a point shot there from Frank Rhoda. How important will that save be in the context of not just this game, but the seasons for these two teams halfway through this second period? Down low, it's Avella. He tries to work his way free of the check. Steinberg there applying good pressure. Ryan Steinberg, number 77. Just seems like every time as Avella just slipped there. He's still going, though. Great effort on the forecheck. It seems that every time that the Roulette get into the offensive zone, they can't maintain any 30, 45-second sequences of possession in the offensive zone, which would lead to opportunities. Speaking of, here comes Zamor to the front, tries to pull the trigger and scores. How about that effort from Zamor? Just got it beyond a stretched Jimmy Burkett. It comes off of an opportunity at the other end. Look at this. Great diving effort. That's a heck of a goal from Zamor. Another great time to score your first goal of the season, and that makes it 2-0 right after that incredible save by McCracken on Eli Ingram. Boy, what a heartbreaking goal to give up. And there's another chance, and they score again not too long after. It was Ethan Alter who got a shot in from this angle, and now it's 3-0. Before we can even tell you about the second, it comes right out in front, high slot, easy chance for Ethan Alter. You would not want to give him that look. We told you about his 7 goals. What an opportunity. Eisenberg helped set it up. And it's now 3-0 Fury in the blink of an eye. They're looking for another. Alter stopped there by Burkett. And there is not a whole lot that Burkett could do on any of these goals. These are incredible plays by the Long Island Fury. And I said, how important was that save by McCracken going to be in the context of this game? It turned out extremely important because that was 2 goals in a matter of 14 seconds for the Fury, who now have a 3-0 lead, and they can just afford, in some ways, to play safe, kind of play keep away. Zamor's goal was Dewey and Cleary getting assists. Chris Dewey and Dan Cleary getting the assists on that one. And the only assist for Eisenberg on the Alter goal. So that has made it 3-0, and mask is off there of Burkett. I don't know if the ball hit him in a mask. We're going to get a chance to look on the replay. Comes out in front. Oh, his own teammate hit him. Oh, boy. Tyler Eppright, number 37, inadvertently, in the midst of being checked, ran into his goalie and knocked his helmet off. Thankfully, he's okay. So now, the Roulette, it would behoove them to get a goal before the end of the period. But right now, it's another 3-on-2 break for the Fury. Trying to get it down low to Lupo. The Roulette are back and able to take away any immediate chance. That's put out in front, but nobody could get to it for the Fury, but they got to chase it all the way back. It's a foot race. Broomall trying to go retrieve it there. Unable to do so. Just seems like every 50-50 ball, every board battle, in the end, a Fury player just ends up winning it. That's a tough place to be in, particularly when you're chasing a game like this. This is Broomall trying to enter the zone. He's got to throw it across the rink. Couldn't establish the zone. Remember, you have to get over the blue line in order to establish the zone in ball hockey, but then the floating blue line is the red line, so you have to clear it beyond the red line. And so that makes offense's possessions a little bit more interesting. Ingram in the right circle, trying to wriggle his way through. Too many sticks in the way. Steinberg again was right there. Again, this is getting stick on ball in all these key chances. That chance goes wide. There was a look again, that far circle, but it wouldn't connect. And now the Fury moving the other way. Krongo along the boards, trying to turn it in. Burkett will scoop it to the corner where he's got support from Roulette teammates. 70 seconds to go in the second period. The score is 3-0 Fury. And here the benches say we've got a minute to go in the period. And the Roulette got to, at this point, take some risks. Put it all on green, I guess? Not yet. Not to that kind of risk. Burkett will leave it, and De Palma will try to set the Roulette on their way, but I wanted to be patient at this stage, trying to look for a breakout. Look at where those Fury players, if you can see the ones in blue at the back of your screen fading in, a great GoPro set up behind that. This is thrown right into the glove there of McCracken, and he will hold it. And now the Fury, they can just stack the zone up. They are Islanders fans, after all. They are used to what that looks like when you're defending the lead. Stack the neutral zone up. Also, the Islanders, of course, are very famous in recent years for making a late charge and making it into the playoffs, even if their regular seasons weren't what they were hoping for. Fury living up to it in this case. Don't want to be too mean to the Islanders. They're having a nice offseason. If you're able to win the lottery from the 10th spot in the pecking order, you've done something right, I guess. Spun the roulette wheel perfectly. Burkett, a little awkwardly, had to clear that away. 7 seconds to go in the period. Loose along that side wall. It was sent in front off of Burkett, and the horn's going to go here as the period comes to an end. 3 goals for the Fury. We're going to talk about them and that incredible save by McCracken that's led to the second 2 right after this in the second intermission report.
Tune in to the Commish Chat podcast, your go-to source for weekly league breakdowns, current events, and behind-the-scenes stories from the world of ball hockey and the NBHL. Whether you're a player, a fan, or just discovering the game, we've got you covered. We break down top matchups, highlight standout performances, and dive into everything happening on and off the rink, from highlight reel goals to major league updates and everything in between. New episodes drop regularly, and you can catch every one on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. Commish Chat, an NBHL podcast.
Well, in the second period, we saw the goals we were waiting for. 3 of them from the Long Island Fury. They have a 3-0 lead, and they are in great shape to qualify for the New Jersey Tier 1 playoffs in their first season in New Jersey Tier 1. Matthew Aaron, thank you so much for being with us. Didn't have a lot to show you in that first period. We have a lot to show you here in period number 2. And what's really exciting is we get everything for you. We've got goals, really good goals, and great goaltending. First goal, Rob Basile. Just an individual effort, unassisted goal. Ends up getting a kind bounce, trying to play it to himself, and it ended up working out really nicely for him, and it leads to a 1-0 lead for the Fury. Then, how about this chance for Eli Ingram of the Roulette, going in on Matt McCracken, who makes this absolutely sprawling snow angel save, even if it's in the middle of July and not on ice. It's an incredible save, and then right after that, 2 goals in a matter of 14 seconds. Another acrobatic effort, Troy Zamor. Heck of a play here. Make it 2-0, and then Ethan Alter, one of the great scorers for the Fury. Off he goes, and he makes a heck of a play. Gets this shot in the slot and just rips it past Burkett to make it 3-0. The Roulette season is on the line, and yes, pardon the pun, they're going to have to gamble in the third period if they want to get the 4 goals they need in order to win in regulation and make the playoffs. Third period's coming right up.
A sacred tournament whispered through the ages. For over 1,000 years, it has endured. Bound by honor. No rules. No second chances.
Training is no!
Father, you want me to train this outsider? He can't even do the splits. Shut the f*** up, Bo. What do you even do?
They fight for the Golden Garage. A single champ, forged in legend, awarded only to the one who survives the Brumate.
I'm gonna fart into a pillow and smother you with my farts.
The Brumate is calling.
In period number 3, the Atlantic City Roulette's season is pretty much on the line. As we mentioned earlier, they have to win this game in regulation in order to get to the playoffs, to finish in the 6th spot of the 8 teams in New Jersey Tier 1 to make it. The Fury at this point, they're in very good shape. This would get them to 12 points, and it would get them in. So, Roulette, I don't want to keep saying it's time to gamble. There's a good chance immediately, and a stop by McCracken, and another chance got blocked. Well, they need a lot of that if they want to have any chance of winning. There's an opportunity here on a 2-on-1 break. That was Lupo. Good save there by Burkett. Going to come right back out to Brumall, who's going to have to chase it. So you're just going to watch at this point. Got to take some risks. Is this ball deflects out of the rink? You can see there's that opportunity for Burkett. Definitely have to make that save a fourth goal, that's game over at this point. 3-goal comeback in the third period. It's extremely difficult, but it's not out of the realm of possibility. Rhoda will go back to chase it in the corner here. All's kind of pinned there. Now it's going to be ripped around the boards this way. Avella will try to break through. Again, along this near boards, he was closed down by Chris Dewey. Cross for Basili, scored 1 of 3 really nice goals for the Long Island Fury in this game. Extremely impressive. That's shot in. As again, the Roulette, they just got to get one and got to keep going after that. Brody trying to prevent that from getting deep. At this point, you've got to take risks. I'll be willing to fly the zone, do all the things. There's a clever idea from Zach Gower, number 92. Tried to flick his wrist and shoot it between his legs. It didn't have a lot of power on it. Also worth, of course, saying Matt McCracken could be in possibly on, clean sheet watch here today. Heck of a player he's turned out to be. We mentioned in the second intermission and in that second period how important that save was at 1-0. If it's 1-1, who knows how this game goes from there. But he makes that save, and then not too long after that, 2 goals in 14 seconds for the Furies, giving him a 3-0 lead. And more physical contact along the board. Seen some board contact in this game. It's been a little heavier than you might see in games of the week of old. Another shot was blocked from the point. Going to come all the way back. And the Roulette are going to have to reset. Ethan Alter trying to come all the way through. That didn't work out. He had the 3rd goal. Right now feels like the goal that has put the Fury in a pretty comfortable spot. He's got that pinned there. Rhoda working hard. Mike Rhoda wearing the bubble, as you see. Brody trying to join in to his side battle. You just got to get the ball by any means necessary. And eventually the Roulette will pick it up. Indasek scampering up the wall, trying to cut through everybody. And then how about that stick check? O'Melia just ripped it away with a minimum of effort. Eisenberg trying to play it through traffic. And the longer this goes, at this point you almost wonder at what point whether the Roulette should pull their goalie. You're down 3-0, you've got nothing to lose, and the stakes are as high as they are. And you need not just 3 goals to tie it. A win beyond regulation doesn't do them any good. So you need 3 to tie, and you need 4 to do what you really need to do, which is win in regulation to make the playoffs. And you only have 6:20 to do it. So honestly, it might be time to pull the goalie now. We'll see whether the Roulette try that. Backhand spun wide. Cleary behind the net. Trying to send it along. Aiden Peters, far side. Then into the slot. Lupo picks it up. Gave it away. That never got over the red line. There's a shot that was stopped by McCracken from a bit of an angle. That was De Palma who flung it towards the net. And now, opportunity to reset here for Dan Cleary. And there is not a lot of pressure on the forecheck. That was Ryan Phillips trying to push it ahead. Not a whole lot of the kind of urgency you would expect to see from the Roulette, who just, again, you got to go all hands on deck at this point. This comes in, and opportunity, they score. There's one. That's John Kennedy who gets the goal in quick transition, and he's made it 3-1. That's the first of 4 that they need, and Kennedy, he's in all alone here, closed down, but that's just a great shot. McCracken probably doesn't want to get beat on the glove side like that, but that's a heck of a shot. Kennedy gets his 6th of the year. You have a Kennedy and Dewey in this game. Very presidential evening here. Problem is that goal for Kennedy might be too little too late for the Roulette. Kennedy on the losing side of it and Dewey on the winning side of it. At this point, that's what it looks like. So, as he mentioned, that's 1, but the Roulette lead a lot more than that, and they're running out of time in a hurry. Zamora, he tried to get it clear. Dewey, that got blocked in front. And now Ingram, gonna try to go all the way. This could be a chance. Ingram from a sharp angle, McCracken the save, and then the rebound hopped over his stick and wide. 5 minutes to go. As I said, the Roulette need 3 more goals at this point if they want to win in regulation and advance to the playoffs. But really, that was the first breakdown the Fury have had all day. You know, the kind that leads to goals, really good scoring chances. Fury have played one of their better games of the season at a time in which they absolutely had to. New Jersey and Massachusetts Tier 1 playoffs, by the way, starting next week. That's going to be very exciting. We're going to have certainly a lot of playoff coverage for you on future games of the week. The Roulette want to be part of it, but time's running short on that dream. Centering pass comes through. McCracken there. Gonna make a save. I don't know whether that went off a defender's leg or not. A long point shot got blocked on the way in and cleared by the Fury all the way down. You can see the referee say there's no icing. Oh, all the way back they go. And the challenge gets steeper still. And Dasek up the wall. Kind of in trouble there. Not a lot of room. The Fury have defended this very, very well. Bosny. Got to get to the slot. That's blocked away. Eisenberg picks up the scraps in the corner. And it's set in front, and Burkett's able to hold this. Here's that chance on McCracken. If it made it 3-2, this would have been a very interesting finish. It's a centering pass. That's a great opportunity there for Eli Ingram, set up by Broomall. That's about as good a chance as you're going to get with the way the Fury are defending. And it doesn't go. And they've had, you could say, maybe 4 or 5 really good chances in the entirety of this game. They scored one of them, but just nowhere near enough, unfortunately, for the Roulette. Trying to enter the zone. It's trouble. That's Gdasek trying to get it through. There's 3 minutes to go. Oh, we haven't seen any sign that Burkett's going to get pulled yet. Just it hasn't happened. I'm honestly surprised. Now he's going to go actively play it in the corner, trying to get it up the wall. Stated plate. Somebody did get a waffle burn there. There's been a little bit of slipping and sliding there. That was Rhoda, the far wall. But at this point, don't see any inclination to pull the goalie. Kind of feels like the Fury had this one under lock and key. 2.5 minutes to go, and the Long Island Fury, barring a truly monumental collapse, are going to make the playoffs with a great performance in that second period. DeBlanda, number 7 in the corner for the Fury. You just might want to keep it there. Time to play Dean Smith 4 corners offense ball hockey style, and that's what they're doing. Hard to get the ball out of that area in the corner, but the Roulette are able to get it ahead. And again, time is very much, you would think, has run out on them. The Roulette with a good push towards the end of the season with those 2 wins of 3. But tough first year, but a team that's got growth to come in future seasons. It's going to be the Fury right now that are going to get into the playoffs. Another long trip for them, but it's a trip I think they'll happily make if it means playoff hockey. And now we see Burkett heading to the bench. It's a few minutes late considering the stakes right now, but how's the empty net? This is going to roll wide. It will be icing. Again, I am surprised that they pulled the goalie this late, considering you need 3 goals to win in regulation, and you needed those 3 goals even when they scored at 4:34 of this third period. So, hey, crazier things have happened in this sport. Canucks were down 3-0 to the Stars at this kind of juncture of a game with a minute to go, and they ended up tying it and winning in overtime. So, weird things can happen. Gonna try to enter the zone. This is Ingram. Gonna lose control here. Trying to get it to Broomall. It's behind the net. It's gonna come back into the slot. Fury are onto it. Into the neutral zone. Oh, watch out. DeBlanda gets tripped there. We'll step aside for just a second after that.
I'm so boned. I forgot to get my girl tickets for the show tomorrow, and now it's sold out. It's her freaking birthday.
Oh, dude. She's totally gonna break up with you.
She's definitely gonna break up with me.
Should've used TickPick.
Wait, what'd you say?
TickPick. Look.
Oh, whoa, dude.
What? There are no hidden fees. What'd you guys think I said?
Oh, TickPick. I thought you said...
You heard right. TickPick, the no-fee ticket site.
And now we are back. What happened while you were away is there were some majors and misconducts handed out. That was not a great play. DeBlanda got tripped, and tempers flared after that. But all of that got sorted out. We'll play the last minute or so of this game. The Fury, they did their damage in the second period. Vasily, Zamor, and Alter got the goals. And that is going to be enough to get the Long Island Fury into the playoffs. They are going to have 12 points. It doesn't sound like a whole lot. 3 regulation wins, 1 in a shootout, 1 overtime loss, but it is enough to make it. And the whole point of this exercise is get into the dance. You never know what could happen. And the Long Island Fury are going to be in the dance starting next weekend. And they played a great game today. Defensively, they made it really hard for the Roulette to generate anything. And when they had their opportunities, they took it. Got another whistle here and another face-off. The Roulette, I think they're going to be certainly looking to improve in a pretty big way for year 2 next year. But they've got talent. They've got, a bunch of players who will now know what it's like to play in Tier 1 and the level of competition going up. Winding it down as the net is once again empty for the Roulette. As there's about 15 seconds to go. You can see on the clock all the way. It's not enough time for the Roulette. The Fury, they come down, they get 5 of a possible 9 points on this final Sunday of work. As you can hear the tapping saying the clock is going to expire, and now it has. And the Fury are going to the playoffs with a 3-1 win over the Atlantic City Roulette. Heck of a game, heck of a second period for them. We're going to wrap it up for you. Tell you who they're going to play in just a bit.
From the beginning of time, men and women have been friends, family, but yet rivals as well. Some of the most epic battles have been fought from the North to the South Pole and anywhere in between. As time flies, battles have transformed themselves into sports. Yet, the fundamentals remain the same, with lighter shields and a different type of sword. But evolution is clever. It introduces new rules but keeps one thing intact: adrenaline. So it's with honor and pride that we present to the world all of the above into one sport. Hockey ball, the game born in the North that can be played from the mountains to the ocean and from America to Europe, all the way to the land of the rising sun. Napper. Anyone, anywhere.
And it so ends the regular season in New Jersey Tier 1 with the Long Island Fury beating the Atlantic City Roulette 3-1. They get the win they needed. They get the points they needed, and on they are into the Tier 1 playoffs in their first year in Tier 1. Matthew Aaron, thank you for being with us in the game of the week. As we mentioned, all the damage done in that second period. The 3 goals for the Fury. It was excellent hockey to be played. John Kennedy got the goal. You can see it right here for the Roulette. The one moment of real magic for them. It's a good goal for Kennedy, but it was too little, too late. And their season comes to an end with only 7 points. The Fury not just get into the playoffs, but they are the 5 seed in New Jersey Tier 1. Here's how the playoffs work. You're going to see them play the 5-4 match of a best-of-3 set next weekend against the Evesham Tortugas. That will be an interesting series. And then, should whoever win that, of course, they advance, it then reseeds for the number 1 seed. The Caribou Marlton Dogs are number 2 in New Jersey Tier 1. For next week's game of the week, there are some very important games coming up in Pittsburgh, and the playoffs in Mass Tier 1 and New Jersey Tier 1 are starting. It's going to be a whole lot of choices for the games of the week. This is the time you want to stick with us. These are the games that mean the most. Playoffs starting, and we're really excited to get to them for you after this week. Playoff play-in game. Matthew Aaron, thanks for being with us. Have a great rest of your day.